Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Fading Fire, and we're here with another key moves guide for Alisa. This one is for Alisa. Like I said before, today I'm doing Josie and Alisa for the key moves guide because they've really been my favorite picks of the week. I've been picking them so much because you know, they're my girls. I love them. But like I said, after this video goes up, I will be streaming, so look out for the notification for that. But again, now with all that introduction stuff is over, let's get right into it. The first move I want to talk about is her full crouch 1+2. 21 frame startup, you know, because you have to go through the full crouch motion, and +5 on hit, and only -11 on block. Now -11 on block is 1 frame away from being safe. Shit. I'll switch to Alisa. We'll be back. Alright, everybody, we are back. And like I said, this move is only -11 on block, but it's +5 on hit, which is a lot to work with. +5 is a lot to work with. As you can see, they go into like a crouching animation when you hit them. And 26 damage is not bad for only a -11 move. Now, like I was saying before, this move is 1 frame away from being safe. Of course, it will be safe because while standing 4s, which is the only way you can punish this move, is 11 frames. So if they try to punish it any other way, they cannot punish it, right? Because this move is only -11 on block, which is super good, and -10 would make it safe because you do have to block low to punish it, but there is no 10 frame while standing punisher. So this move is it's a very good reward for very low risk, unless you know you're like 15 damage from dying or something like that, you know, then it turns into a high risk move. But this move, the payout is much better than the punish, you know. It does good 26 damage, and a while standing 4 only does 15. And that's the only way it could be punished, right? And it's +5 on hit. So you should be using this move pretty frequently as Alisa. And of course, as you're doing this motion, if they go down the block, you can do a while standing 2, or while standing 1-2, or you know, while standing 4 yourself to get a quick punish if you think they're gonna stand up really fast. So this move gives you a lot of trickery and a lot of control. This move is very good. You know, it's one of our main poke tools, this move right here. Only -11 on block, that is super good. If it was like -13 or something like that, it would almost be kind of not worth it. But since it's only -11, this move is very good for poke. Very good. And of course, if they do block, because they're like, okay, he's gonna do it, you know, he's gonna do this move, you can hit him with a while standing 2, or if you're not, you know, if you believe they're just fuzzy guarding, you can hit him with a while standing 4 to get a quick punish in, or a while standing 1-2, or something like that. So overall, you should be using this move more than not, because this move is very good. +5 on hit gives you a lot of frames to work with. Only -11. I can't stress how good that is. You know, while standing 4 is the only punish you can do, right? 1 frame away from being safe. Very good move. Now let's get into her next one, which is 4-4-2. That's the move I want to talk about. 4-4-4-2. So her running 2, basically. This move is very good. Of course, it is a high, right? You know, so that's the only downside to it. It's a high. Now, the startup is 13 frames, but that is like if you were like some type of robot and can get it in 13 frames. You know, if you can press 4-4-4-2 in 13 frames, then it's a 13 frame move. It's a combo, so when this hits, you get this guaranteed no matter what. They can hold back, you know, they can try to tech roll or something like that. So say if you hit with Kazumi's 4-2, I think it is, yeah, her 4-2, you can get a running 2 only if they don't hold back. But if whatever they do, they can hold back, they can, you know, try to tech roll. That is guaranteed. It's a combo, as you can see, and for a pretty decent amount of damage, 50 damage, only 2 hits. This move is very good, and it is +5 on block. +5 on block. So +5 on block means you have a lot of range to work with, right? +5 on block, it'll put him in like a sort of like a block stun. Let's see if we can have her block. Right, you see that block stun? It puts him in. It puts him in a. I don't think that's a. It doesn't force crouch, but it does put them in kind of like a stun animation. So they know that they can't contest you, and if they do, you can get like a launcher, like a you know, because essentially your 15 frame hop kick turns into a 10 frame move if they try to do any kind of contesting. This move is very, very good. Now you should be careful at throwing it out all the time here, and you should mix it up with her 4-3-4, because this move is a high and you can't be launched for it. So let's have her do it. Shit. I missed the repeat action. No, I was about to say, did I already record it? Alright. So now that we recorded her doing it, right, so she comes in and try, oh shit. If she comes in and try to do it, right, you can get a full punish. And the recovery isn't that great, so you really, really have to be careful with that move. As you saw, I stood there for a good hot second before I even punished that, right? So that it can be while standing punish, and that's a 17 frame launcher, Alisa's while standing punish move. So you really have to be careful with throwing that out all of the time, right? You have to mix it up with that 4-4-3-4. But overall, move is very, very good, and you have to make sure that you get this guaranteed 4-3-4 1+2 after, because if you don't, you are wasting the potential of this move. I do think this is the most optimal thing to do, the forward 1+2. So you have to make sure that you get this right, and on counter hit it does even more damage. And a lot of people try to contest this, but it comes out pretty quickly. 13 frames, that's pretty quick, right? So the amount of time it takes her to put her arm up and punch you, and it has some crush properties to it, right? But it is a high, so sometimes it won't hit if they're going low, because as you can see, when she does it, her feet come off the ground. So you know, sometimes it'll crush crazy. I remember one time it was a slow-mo, Dragunov did a down 2, and I did this move, and his down 2 went like under my feet, but I didn't hit him with the 4-4-2 because, you know, he was in like a crouching motion and nobody died after the slow-mo. It was really scary. But, you know, so this move, if they try to contest it, sometimes you hit them out of it. And this move overall is a really, really good move. But like I said, it is a high and it is easy to punish on duck. So you have to be careful. All right. So her next move that we're going to be talking about is her down forward 2. Oops. Right, or down forward 2. Now this move is 16 frames, and it is a combo starter. Now at some ranges, it you know, it'll hit more when it looks like it shouldn't, right? So this move has a pretty good amount of spacing, and it is safe on block. It's -9, right? So that is safe on block. It doesn't give you much to work with. 1 frame away from being able to punish, so you will have to put up some defense after you use it. You know, don't press any buttons, but it is safe on block, where a lot of these down forward 2 moves are not safe on block, like Josie's and, you know, Nina's and other people like that, or Jack, or, you know, somebody like that, where their down forward 2s are not safe on block. But this one is safe on block, which is really, really good. But another downside to this move, it does have kind of a lengthy recovery. Now, not enough to be punished from like certain ranges, but enough to be like jab punished. You know, as you can see when you look, she kind of like bounces her arm back, right? So the recovery is pretty lengthy, but it has some good range. It has some pretty decent range. You could catch people off a whiff if they're coming in with this move. As you can see, that didn't even look like it hit, right? But this move hit when it looks like it shouldn't have. It looks like it has like magic pixels at the end of it or something. This overall is a pretty good move, and you know, if you're not sure if something is launch punishable or not, and you don't want to do a hop kick and end up getting 13 frame punished, you know, maybe you're facing Kazuya or Josie, they can do 13 frame punishers, while standing punishers, because this does put you in forced crouch. But you know, so if you're not sure if something is punishable, you want to go with this instead of her hop kick. Unless you know something is 15 frames, this move is very, very good. Only -9, has a good amount of range, and a combo starter. So this move is pretty good. I recommend using this on whiff, on somebody's whiff. This move catches a lot, man. This sometimes I'm like, how the hell did that hit? Right? That doesn't look like that should have hit to me. But you know, this move has some crazy ranges where it looks like it shouldn't have hit, and it is much safer than her hop kick. This is minus 15, and then that is minus 13. So you really have to be careful throwing that out. But this move, you can kind of just throw it out here and there. But it is minus 9, so it doesn't give you much to work with. This move is very good. Now, her last move I want to talk about is this string right here. Back 4-3. This is a true combo, as you can see. Alright, it's a true combo, but it's 15 frames. Now, the reason I like this string so much is because this first part, oh shit, she blocked it. This first part is a combo starter on counter hit. Now, as you can see, it does have like an advancing motion. Look at that advance. You know, she brings out her rockets, not her. What the hell are these? Fucking jetpacks. She brings out her jetpacks and launches forward. So as they're doing moves, trying to come in with something, you know, like a string or something, and you do this move and it catches them on counter hit, this move is hella good for that. This move gets a pretty decent amount of counter hits. And the first part is, I believe, only minus 13 on block. But they do, if they do block it, they always have to be careful for the second part, which is uninterruptible. Alright, so I always suggest just throwing this part out because this part is a forced crouch. I think it's minus 13. Minus 13 on block. No, this first part is minus 11. No. I'm sorry. So this first part is minus 13, like I said. And the second part is a forced crouch minus 11 on block. So they can get a while standing 4. Alright, so not that punishable. Not punishable at all. Maybe like a 15, alright, 15 damage, or you'll get punished for it. But, you know, if they start trying to interrupt it, this move is very good for, you know, jamming them out. And it's a really good counter hit move because of the way she advances. So it'll catch a lot of people off guard when they're trying to do something stupid and they're trying to come in. I like this string a lot. It's one of the more strings I use on her. Because this forced crouch is only minus 11, so they can't really get, because it's it's forced crouch, so they can't, you know, get any like 1-1-2 out of it or anything like that. So if you block it, oh, I'm sorry, it's not forced crouch, it's only forced crouch on hit. So it is like jab punishable, right there. You know, so you might get like a 1-1-1 or 1-2 or something like that. But you know, only minus 11 on hit. A lot of people don't have really good minus 11 punishers, but you have to be careful on throwing that second part out if they're not trying to interrupt it, right? If they start trying to interrupt it, then that second part is guaranteed and you cannot. But that is the only moves I want to talk about for you guys in this video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I don't know who I'll do next for the key moves guy, but we'll figure it out. But these characters have really been feeling for like the past week. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.